Hey everybody, Dr. Chad here. I want to continue to read you what I wrote last year on the doctor inside each of us. I think this is an important thing to reinforce. This is an important dynamic to be explored individually. So just take these writings and see what you make of them. Give some journaling time to them, give some prayer time, meditation time to them. What is the doctor inside each of us? Part 2. That the cells of the stomach lining will have been replaced by the time a reader, or in this case, listener, concludes this article is not something scientists can replicate. Yet it exemplifies the presence of an inborn wisdom, always at work. In Part 1, an intelligent organization was detailed and labeled as the doctor inside, often spoken of amongst those who genuinely understand that the body heals itself. This is an important conversation to continue because, frankly, American healthcare has a philosophical problem, a flat earth kind of tendency to downplay or even ignore the laws of life while viewing the theories of disease through tunnel vision. No more than you can learn how to save money by studying how to spend it. You cannot learn how to be healthy by studying sickness. Understanding the doctor inside is among the keys to flipping the script on a broken healthcare system. Further labeling is unnecessary, as whether called God or life force or simply an irrefutable observation of biological science, the intelligence inherent to every known natural law and to an infinite number of processes not yet identified or categorized is just an undefinable something that is there. Pseudoscience it most certainly is not. To simply recognize that the superlative plus exceptional times infinity level of innate wisdom found throughout nature is too complex for the human mind, which, though capable of extraordinary things, cannot rein in the infinite and make it finite. For example, in organ transplants, the innate intelligence within the body accepts and makes use of the donation once it's put in place. It's amazing that organs can be surgically transplanted, but a new body accepting another person's part takes amazement to a different level. The whole is indeed greater than the sum of its parts. It's a rather fascinating topic. The ability of living things to adapt is perhaps the most established fact in science, regardless of the debate destined to rage for all eternity as to how they adapt. Think of the scope of the adaptations seen in the human body and take a moment to fully appreciate something too often taken for granted. Atoms further organized into molecules, which are further organized into cells, which further still get organized into tissues that combine to form organs, which are organized into systems. It is a masterful synergy, the interdependence of the components acting as a cohesive unit. There is no need to sit in a corner, concentrate with all the brain power one can muster at day's end, and attempt to consciously seek and destroy the myriad foreign invaders, viruses, chemicals, harmful bacteria, etc., that the body encountered. The immune system operates independently, without need for conscious input, coordinating with all the other systems in the body, the nervous, respiratory, etc. The same can be said of when the skin is cut and the subsequent organ system interaction that takes place during the average 2 weeks during which the wound heals. Another example would be after head and neck misalignment, or after head and neck alignment is restored, how quickly the compensations used to level the head when out of alignment with the upper neck release as the body structurally reorganizes back into balance. Collectively, the time has come to rebuild supreme confidence that the doctor inside knows what it's doing, to honor that intelligence and tap further into the ability for it to be expressed. Children do not often appreciate their parents for what they provided until they've grown up. Kids, especially younger ones, do not typically think about food being on the table or the clothes available for them to wear or the roof over their heads. To them, those things are there because that's just how it is. It's one of the ways that trust is formed. Why does that dynamic largely disappear when the conversation shifts to health in the human body, which in similar fashion is given gifts far above and beyond human comprehension? A person can consciously choose to hold their breath until the point of losing consciousness. Then the innate intelligence within the body immediately takes over and restarts breathing. The educated mind is a variable, easily influenced and weakened by age or injury. Why trust the inherently limited at the expense of the borderline limitless that directs life as we know it down to the smallest detail? Imagine instantly knowing without any training how to fight fire when the crock pot shorting sends the kitchen curtains ablaze, or how to correct a brainstem subluxation when the top bone of the neck gets locked in a position that adversely affects the most vital organ, or how to write a best-selling novel as soon as an interesting idea strikes, or how to re-inflate a lung when it unexpectedly collapses. Imagine that knowledge was pre-programmed, there from the outset for whenever needed, as if it was standard fare. Since that degree of intelligence, the doctor inside, is exactly the sort innate to the human body and all its infinite standardized functions, now imagine a system built around the definition for health like this one. An optimized state in which the numerous organ systems in the body work harmoniously together at a level conducive to sustaining an innate adaptability capable of preventing sickness and overcoming the causes of various symptoms. That would not only fix the cracked foundation of healthcare, but potentially change the world. Again, in this article I wrote last year, Reggie Gold's The Triune of Life was the inspiration. I want to acknowledge that. I also want to pay quick tribute to Dr. Robert Brooks, whose seminar I attended 5 years really changed the tone of my career. It was fine before that, but it's just his taking care of people seminar, studying some of the things he's done, studying some of the things that he said. He passed on over the weekend, and just want to give him a quick shout out because he wasn't someone I got to interact with much, but every interaction I did have with him was, not just career enhancing, but life altering. So hope you enjoyed this. Think about it. Like I said, journal, pray, meditate. These are concepts, the doctor inside, that need to be further cultivated by each of us individually to further our understanding of how this amazing body of ours works. Be well.